Hey, this is Tom Nash and Aswath the Damodoran. One of the greats, one of the guys who on the Mount Rushmore of company valuations, just came out with massive bombshell that left everyone speechless. Check it out.
But that said, though, I mean, even a month ago, I said only one of the stocks looked significantly overvalued, which is NVIDIA. And it's actually the stock that's gone up the most. So that can be taken as an indication that I either have no idea what I'm talking about or the market's doing things that I just don't understand.
So in this clip, he talks about NVIDIA and how he thinks NVIDIA is overvalued. But I think the point he's making here is not so much about NVIDIA, but the entire market and how that market right now is pricing AI in exuberant levels.
I don't think I've ever seen a company celebrated as much as NVIDIA. Jensen Huang is the greatest CEO ever walked the face of the earth, and this company cannot be stopped. At least that's a perception. But the problem with mood and momentum is everything at some point in time, the fever breaks.
In this clip, his point is very simple. NVIDIA is overvalued. But that point is actually just a way to communicate the greater message, which is, yes, I'm talking about NVIDIA being overvalued, but the entire stock market right now, in my opinion, as Aswath in this clip, the entire stock market is completely overvaluing artificial intelligence. And that leads to exuberant valuations that don't match any sort of modeling, financial modeling that we are aware of, that we have ever applied. Now, he got confronted by the CNBC interviewer who showed him a clip by Stacey Rasgon, who's one of the greatest as Aswath, basically saying the opposite. Check it out.
NVIDIA is still not expensive. It's actually still the cheapest of all of the AI stocks. It's way cheaper than AMD. It's cheaper than Marvell. It's even cheaper than Intel at this point, right? So I still think there is room for expectations to continue to go up. I think so.
Now, even though you don't see Stacey Rasgon on TV every single day, but he's definitely very well respected. He's one of the best in the business. He basically says, look, this is the cheapest AI, artificial intelligence stock to be buying right now. And the way Aswath responded to this clip was actually very interesting.
When you make pricing statements against a subgroup of stocks, in this case AI stocks, and say it's the cheapest of the AI stocks, that might very well be true, but they might all be overvalued. I think that at the moment, the fact that I think we have to accept is AI is real. It's going to make a real difference to business. And I think NVIDIA is in the front seat of that market. That said, though, that pathway is not as easy and as open to profits as the market seems to be assuming it is. I mean, right now, NVIDIA is in a strange place, if you ask me. It's a great trade, but not a very good investment. The question to ask now, if you're an investor, is if I get in now, what am I pricing it? I mean, if you back out from the pricing, the $2 trillion market cap, what NVIDIA has to do break even, it's got to add about $400 billion in revenues. It's got to add 400 billion revenues to what it has as revenues right now. That's a daunting task. It's plausible, but if investing is about the game of the probable and you play the plausible game, you're setting yourself up to lose. Near term, they will beat their revenue and earnings targets because there are, all engines are firing at full force right now. So I wouldn't be surprised if on the next earnings report, they took their earnings expectations and beat them again, which is what pricing is all about. That's why I said it's a good trade. Is in the near term, they're more likely to deliver upside surprises. But in the long term, when you price the company to be the best company ever, where is the upside?
And before everybody goes off and sells their NVIDIA stock, hang on a second. You have to understand that Aswath is a very nuanced guy. Here's the point he's making here. He's not saying that NVIDIA is going to crash. He's not saying that the AI is a bubble, it's a .com and all that stuff. That's not what he's saying. He's saying, look, right now NVIDIA is priced to perfection. It is priced to have the best CEO of all time, Jensen Huang. It is priced to be the best company of all time for the next 10 years. And it is priced for massive growth, for about 60% of revenue growth for a year for the next 5 years consecutively. And while it is quite plausible that that's going to hold up for 2025, what the hell do we know about 2027, 2028? What he's saying is a few things here. Number one, when he says NVIDIA is overvalued, what he's meaning is that we're going to see some corrections on the way up. He doesn't think that NVIDIA is a bad company. He doesn't think that it's vaporware. He doesn't think it's hype. He's just telling you, hey, a correction is due. No company goes up in a 45-degree angle. That doesn't happen. Number two, He also talks about the fact that when you price companies to perfection, it's very hard to make money. While you still make money on Nvidia if everything goes according to plan and their perfection actually pans out, you don't make as much money as choosing companies a little bit earlier on the hype cycle, on the sentiment cycle. It's the same thing with Palantir. When Palantir was priced at $7 and at $15, it's not the same quality of deal as buying it right now at $25. It's just math. And what he's saying, hey, if you're getting into Nvidia right now, make sure you understand you're buying total success, total perfection, and that's a very hard thing to predict. He's basically saying, look, if you're buying Nvidia right now, go right ahead. It's a great company, but you have no room for any screw-ups, no room for risk. If anything goes south, that valuation will not hold up. It's not the same thing as buying Nvidia at 300, 400, buying it right now at 800, 900. And that's a valid point. And I'm sure that despite my video, most people will misunderstand what he's saying here. He's not bashing Nvidia, and he's not saying there's an AI bubble that's about to crash. He's saying that Nvidia will have a correction, the overall market will have a correction, because that's how stock markets work. There's always a bull market, a correction, and a continuation of bull market. That's just the way things are. The one thing he didn't say in this video, which I wish he had, is how to play this. As a long-term investor, the question is, okay, if that's the case, how the hell do we play this? If we sell now, if we wait, the stock might go way higher before it corrects again. We might not be able to get back in before 1,000, etc., etc. All these timing the market questions that people always have. And I keep telling you, hey, that's the wrong approach. The only way to invest in a company like Nvidia, if you have decided that Nvidia is the company of the future, is the sort of business you want to own in 2033, they're going to be the hardware base of AI everywhere. If that's the case, there's only one way to buy Nvidia and hold Nvidia, which is dollar cost average opposite. When the stock is going up, slowly buy more every time. Accept the fact that you're buying at the top. But when the stock drops on bad days, bad macro days, bad inflation days, bad sentiment, when bad news come out, either macro or specifically about the company, and they don't change the overall assumptions you have about the basic fundamentals of the business, you buy more. You buy more when the stock drops, you buy less when the stock climbs, but you buy at all times. And in that case, if Nvidia remains the hardware base of the entire AI industry, if in 2033 they're one of the greatest companies in the world, then you have a cost base in this company in 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years that is way closer to the bottom without timing the market at all. Simple as that. Now, not everything elegant and not everything efficient is exciting. Yes, the system is boring. Yes, this system requires discipline, but so is cleaning your room and brushing your teeth. But it is mandatory if you want to have clean teeth and a clean room. And of course, as always, I invite you to join our free Discord, discord.gg/TomNash. It's free to join. We're almost at 8,000 members. Would love to have you there. Also, get yourself a 1 week free of Stock MVP. That's a platform that I've built that helps you analyze stocks. It allows you to do your own DCF models, to look at what insiders are doing, buying and selling. Simple, easy, and 1 week for free to try. Check it out, stock-mvp.com. And of course, if you want to learn the process, you want to learn the system, you want to become a better investor, so you don't have to watch videos about the best stocks to buy, you're more than welcome to join our academy. patreon.com/TomNash. Our academy has everything you need from A to Z, how to read financials, how to model for yourself, how to analyze companies, and all that good stuff. As always, have a great weekend. I'll see you on Monday.